doing something a little different today. I've reviewed a lot of different cameras. I've showed them being set up, I told you what I think about them, but I've never actually set up a single system that not only has all of the cameras, but also the DVR system built in. So to do this properly, I took a trip out to my cousin's house. Basically, the idea is simple. Introduce him to security cameras at his home with an all-in-one system. Now, of course, I have my own system set up, but I have a huge server, a mix match of different cameras, but this is an all-in-one, and the best thing about it is it's pretty cheap. What's up YouTube, Jason here with Byte My Bits. So basically I decided to introduce him to an all-in-one system that allows you to set up your entire household both inside and out with one single system. A system that's going to have the DVR system along with 8 different cameras. So shout out to Zmodo for providing the hardware needed today to get this thing set up. Now this all-in-one package from Zmodo comes with 8 different cameras. They have 4 of these which are indoor cameras, and it has 4 of these which are outdoor cameras. And the DVR system that comes with it is this. It comes pre-built in with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. So you get this box and you are pretty much set up and ready to go. You have the option to add on a monitor if you want, but you do not need it. I just brought it here today to get things set up to show you how it looks. Now, because we are out kind of in the middle of nowhere installing cameras that have to kind of stretch a vast distance, Zmodo was kind enough to send me over a Wi-Fi extender. But let's talk about this system just a little bit. Like I said, this is a budget-friendly system, and because of that, it does have a few shortcomings. First of all of the cameras here, well, they're pretty cheap, but they are functional. The only thing is they only have a Wi-Fi connection. They do not have an option to hook up with Ethernet. So of course you're not going to get any power over Ethernet options because you don't have an Ethernet connection. Also, the cameras are not built with any kind of open source broadcasting software, which means you cannot hook this up to a custom server of your own. For example, my Blue Iris system at home will not be able to see these cameras. This system is meant to be an all-in-one package. The cameras work with the DVR work with the cameras, and that's it. That's the only options you have. Now you will have to download a free app on your phone, either an Android or an iOS device, in order to view these cameras if you do not have your own monitor set up at home. In this particular case, like I said, we're not going to be running a monitor full-time. That is only just to get it set up. After that, you will be able to go into your app. You can see what kind of alerts happened, and you can view those alerts. You can see an instant playback. Everything is manageable from your phone, no matter where you are. So it's an easy way to keep an eye on your property while you're away from home. Now, another shortcoming that I've experienced with these cameras, just in my limited testing, is going to be the distance that you can see at night. They have infrared LEDs built in, but they are a little limited as far as how far you can see. But what I can say is that if you have any other kind of light source, that will help the cameras see farther. You just won't get very much range out of the built-in IRs. So like I said, this is a budget system, but for an all-in-one system that's going to be able to send you push alerts for anything that happens at your house while you're away and allow you to instantly log in and see what's going on, I think it's a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and go through some of the setup process, get everything hooked up, and show you some of the quality that we can get out of these cameras. Okay, so we went through and we covered most of the points that we wanted to cover today. For example, we got the front door, we have one on the feeder out for the horses. Basically, we covered most of the entry points to the house, so we got a pretty good start to a nice security system for this DVR. The only thing that we ran into is that the built-in Wi-Fi that we have that came with CenturyLink, which is the provider to this house, it's It's pretty basic. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. Now, I was able to use the Wi-Fi extender that Zmodo gave us in order to get a camera farther out into the yard. We do want to test out with a more beefier router to utilize more cameras inside. And this is actually a pretty good point. Something to think about if you want to get a camera system like this that's going to have multiple cameras on it at the same time. More expensive or better routers are going to have more advanced features, things like MU-MIMO. Now, that is a multi-user signal that's going to be able to communicate with multiple devices at the same time and not lag them down. If you don't have this technology built into your router, like let's say if you have a cheaper router or a basic router that came with your ISP, the Wi-Fi is going to make each Wi-Fi device have its own turn, basically. It'll give data to one, then switch to the other, then switch to the other, etc. But if you're hooking up something like 8 different cameras to the system, you're obviously going to overload that, and you're going to run into some issues where, you know, your DVR is going to start lagging the video feed. So for the next step here, we have all the essentials covered that we wanted to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this out probably within the next week or so with a more expensive router that has better features on it and a stronger signal to see if we can get all 8 cameras up and running without having any kind of lag issues. But as you can see, we have all of the major points. We can see the horses being fed. We have something downstairs to see if somebody comes to that door. This is going to be the front entrance to the house, and this is the back entrance, just in case someone walks through that door. So overall, I like the system. One thing I can say about the Zmodo software is that it is really super easy to hook up. Once you download the app, you walk through the different process in order to attach the devices to your account. You obviously have to create an account with Zmodo. Everything just works. It's really simple to use. The cameras do have their own shortcomings, like they are only able to use Wi-Fi. You can't use Ethernet, but that's not that big of a deal for me. And the cameras don't have any kind of audio, so you can't hear what's going on, or even like some more advanced cameras, they have the option to talk with whoever's in front of the camera. They have a built-in speaker and a built-in microphone, but these cameras don't. They are just video only. But for a basic starter package, I think this is actually a pretty decent setup. The only flaw that I can see is that you definitely have to make sure that you have a good enough wireless router to handle 8 different cameras on your system at the same time without bringing the entire network to a crawl. And I just want to note here a little bit, I will link down below to the Amazon if you want to check the system out for your own home. It does say it's a 1080p system, but it's a little deceptive because the DVR outputs 1080p if you hook up a monitor, but the cameras themselves that come with it are 720. Now, Zmodo does offer other systems that do have 1080p cameras with them, but this particular one at this particular price point, they're only 720 cameras. The quality itself is pretty good. I don't know how well it's going to be able to capture something like a license plate, but having alerts so he can know when someone goes out there to feed the horses or when someone drives down the driveway, you're going to be able to see that video and get a pretty good idea of what went down there or who fed the horses, that sort of thing. I mean, it has the basic functionality to it. It's just not a super high resolution that you would come to expect of a camera that might cost $100 to $200 each. I mean, seriously, keep in mind, if you buy these cameras by themselves, they're like $35 to $45, so they're definitely budget cameras. That's it for today, guys. I just want to walk through some of the basic setups that we did today to get this house up and running and have its own camera system with very little effort. But right now he's got 4 cameras set up so he can pull up his app anytime he wants from anywhere he wants and know exactly what's going on at his house. So guys, check out the links below if you want to get up-to-date pricing on this system or to get some more technical specifications. Those links will be able to help you out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, like, and subscribe, and have yourself a good day.